Hey everyone, you've ever wanted to learn how to draw stuff that looks so real it could just pop right off the page? Well, today we're kicking off an awesome art adventure where you'll do exactly that. We're going to create our very own still life masterpieces. Okay, first off, just look at these incredible drawings. Seriously, check out the way the light hits the objects, all the different colors and textures. And get this, by the time we're done with this project, you are going to have all the skills you need to make something just as cool as this. For real. So what's the big mission here? It sounds simple, but it's actually super powerful. We're going to train our eyes to really see all the little details, like shadows, angles, how the light falls. And then we're going to teach our hands how to draw exactly what our eyes are seeing. It's all about getting them to work together as a perfect team. All right, let's get into it. Part 1 is all about planning your piece. Every great piece of art starts with a solid plan. It's kind of like drawing a map for our art adventure before we even take the first step. So your planning phase is just 3 easy steps. First, you're going to do a little exploring. Check out some famous artists, get some ideas flowing. Second, you get to pick your tools. Are we talking colored pencils, paint, pastels? You decide. And third, you'll whip up a quick little thumbnail sketch. It's basically a mini practice drawing to figure out your big idea. And this part is so much fun. You literally get to be the director of your own little scene. You're going to set up your own still life, arrange some cool objects, and create an interesting composition that you get to bring to life on the page. Okay, moving on to part 2, training your skills. We've got our plan locked in, so now it's time to learn some of these secret techniques, the real tricks that artists use to make their drawings look so incredibly real. So first, we're going to warm up what I call the artist's eye with this really fun exercise. Now, I'll admit it's going to feel a little weird at first, but you gotta trust me on this one. It is one of the best ways to level up your drawing skills fast. Okay, it's called blind contour drawing. Here's the deal. You look at an object and you trace its outline with your eyes. At the same time, your hand is drawing that same line on the paper. But the trick is, you can't look at your paper. Not even a little peek. The whole point isn't to make a perfect picture. It's to force your brain and your hand to connect, to really talk to each other without that little voice in your head saying, hey, that doesn't look right. And just look at how they turn out. Pretty wild and abstract, right? But that's exactly the point. This exercise has nothing to do with making a perfect drawing. It's a workout, a training session for your eyes and your hand, building that connection so they start working like a real team. All right, next pro tip for you. This is a skill called sighting. This is the artist's secret weapon for getting proportions just right. So you don't accidentally draw an apple that's bigger than a pumpkin. It's all about making sure everything's the right size compared to everything else in the scene. And this shows you exactly how it works. You literally use your pencil as a ruler. You just hold it out, close one eye, and use it to measure how tall or wide one object is. Then you use that measurement to figure out how big everything else should be. It is a total game changer, like a real-life cheat code for getting proportions right every time. Okay, here we go. Part 3, create your masterpiece. You've got your plan, you've trained your skills, you're all warmed up. Now it's time for the main event. Let's make some art. So, first things first. You're going to use those new sighting skills to lightly sketch out the basic shapes of your objects. I like to call this a ghost sketch. It's not permanent, it's just a guide to make sure everything is in the right spot and is the right size before you start adding all the cool details. And then comes the magic, shading. This is where you really bring your drawing to life. By adding all those shadows and highlights, you're going to turn those flat shapes into 3D objects that look so real, they feel like they could pop right off the page. And now for the grand finale, color. This is where you'll learn how to layer different colors to create amazing depth and texture. This is the step that turns your awesome drawing into a finished masterpiece that is 100% yours. So when it's all said and done, the only question left is, what story is your still life going to tell? What objects are you going to choose to share a little piece of your world? I seriously can't wait to see what you come up with. Let's do this.